How can you make progress every day no matter the circumstances? It's not an easy question, but it's incredibly important because life never stops to wait for you to be ready. It doesn't care whether you're tired or motivated. It doesn't ask if you feel strong enough to keep going. Life moves on whether you keep up or not. But if you want true success, if you want deep fulfillment in your journey, you must learn to move forward step by step, day by day, regardless of circumstances. Because progress doesn't have to be glamorous. It doesn't have to be grand, nor does it need others' recognition. It just needs to be consistent. Remember this, the greatest changes in life don't come from miraculous moments or fateful decisions. They come from small, repeated actions accumulated over time. It's about habits, discipline, the commitment you make to yourself even when no one is watching. Most people live in a state of waiting. They wait for motivation, for the perfect moment, for the feeling of readiness. But the truth is, motivation is unreliable. The perfect moment rarely exists. And that feeling of being ready, it's an illusion. Successful people like Sarah, a personal development coach, or Daniel, a young entrepreneur who failed 3 times before building his own business, they don't wait. They keep moving forward no matter what. Even when they don't see immediate results. Even when things get tough. Even when exhaustion and pressure weigh them down, they take action because they understand one thing. Every day is an opportunity to become a little better. So how do you become like them? How do you keep moving forward even when motivation is gone, when life doesn't go your way? The answer isn't found in lofty theories. It lies in practice, things you can do today. First, you must stop negotiating with yourself. Many people wake up each morning and start bargaining. Should I get up now or hit snooze for 10 more minutes? Should I go to the gym today? Should I work now or can it wait till tomorrow? But here's the problem. Every time you give yourself a choice, you create an excuse. You open the door to procrastination. Success doesn't come from waiting for inspiration. It comes from discipline, from conscious and consistent choices. People who achieve what they want don't debate whether they feel like doing it. They simply do it. Picture this, the first decision of your day shapes the rest of it. If you win the morning, you set the momentum for success. If you fail at the start, you'll easily find more reasons to procrastinate later. Progress isn't based on feelings. It's built on daily action, whether you feel like it or not. To take control of your life, you must set non-negotiable standards. Not, I'll do it when I feel like it, but this is what I will do no matter what. You wake up on time as you promised yourself. You move your body even when your mood resists. You work toward your goals even when no one applauds. These seemingly small actions build something far greater: self-respect. Confidence isn't luck or innate talent. It's the result of keeping promises to yourself. Every time you follow through, you affirm, I am someone who can be trusted. Gradually, self-trust is rebuilt, one habit, one action, one right decision at a time. Don't fall into the dangerous trap of all or nothing thinking. Many people quit simply because they can't do something perfectly. But the truth is, life will never be perfect. There will always be reasons to delay, to not start. If you only act when conditions are ideal, you'll never begin. Success comes from doing a little, but doing it every day. You don't have to run fast. You just have to keep moving. And if today you only move an inch forward, that's still better than standing still. You can start fresh today. No dramatic transformation is needed. Just one decision, one action, one commitment. I will move forward even if it's just one small step. And when you do this long enough, you'll be amazed at how far you've come. If you feel you don't have enough time to exercise, start with just 10 minutes. If you can't read for an hour, read for 5 minutes. If you're not in the mood to work on your project today, just make one call or send one email. Progress isn't a giant leap, it's movement. And even the smallest step still moves you forward. Think of it this way. If you improve by just 1% each day after a year, Thanks to compounding, you won't just be 365% better, you'll be 37 times better. That's the power of small, consistent daily improvements. What seems trivial when accumulated steadily becomes unstoppable. Mastering focus. The key to progress. The core of sustainable growth lies in your ability to control your focus, because what you focus on expands. Most people waste time and energy worrying about things they can't control. They fixate on negative shortcomings and what's wrong, and as a result, their energy scatters leading nowhere. But those who make real daily progress, like James, Sophia, or Michael, choose to focus on what they can control. They zero in on small, actionable steps. They direct their attention to solutions, not problems. They don't ask, why can't I? They ask, how can I start? Ask yourself, what am I focusing on? Am I letting fear drag me down, or am I using my energy to take action? Progress isn't random, it's a choice. The power of action. Once you start acting, things gradually get easier. Like a rocket that burns most of its fuel just to escape Earth's gravity, you'll face the toughest resistance at the beginning. But once you push past that initial inertia, momentum takes over. The problem, most people never reach that tipping point. They let hesitation creep in. And hesitation is the killer of progress. It doesn't just slow you down, it stops you completely. Think back to times you hesitated. You wanted to say something but held back, and the moment passed. You wanted to start something but doubted yourself, and the opportunity faded. Progress demands decisiveness, not perfect decisions, but bold action. You don't need all the answers to begin. You just need to take the first step. Defeating hesitation. The 5-second rule. The most effective way to overcome hesitation is to shorten the gap between thought and action. The longer you think about something, the easier it is to talk yourself out of it. So don't give yourself too much time to overanalyze. If you've made a decision, act immediately. Count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Don't let fear sneak in. Here's the truth. Action breeds confidence, not the other way around. Many believe they need confidence first before they act. But in reality, action creates confidence. The more you act, the better you become. The better you become, the more you trust yourself. Step into the discomfort zone. That's where growth happens. If you want to make progress every day, you must train yourself to act despite fear. You must learn to get comfortable with discomfort. Because everything you desire in life, growth, success, happiness, lies on the other side of inconvenience and unease. Progress is a journey. It won't always be smooth. But every day, every small step, every action you choose to take, even for just a few minutes, brings you closer to the best version of yourself. The choice is yours. The power is in your action. You don't need to change the whole world in a day. You just need to start today with one small tangible thing, then repeat it day after day. That's how Sam overcame procrastination and built his own company. That's how Emily trained daily and became a marathon runner. That's how you too will write your own story. Progress doesn't come from perfection, it comes from consistency. We've just shared some key lessons in this video. If you found them valuable, let us know by leaving a comment below. Tell us what you learned, what made you reflect, or simply type, I like this video. So I know you're still with me on the self-development journey. And as you've seen, just like a rocket leaving Earth's surface, the hardest part of progress is starting. But once you push through that initial resistance, things begin to flow almost effortlessly. That's why discipline matters more than motivation. Discipline is the bridge to success. Motivation is the spark. It gets you going. But discipline is the fuel that keeps the fire burning. When you're tired, when inspiration fades, discipline pulls you back up and keeps you moving. So how do you build discipline? Start by keeping promises to yourself. Do what's right even when you don't feel like it. Every time you push through discomfort, you're not just completing a task. You're training your mind, becoming stronger. Discipline doesn't appear overnight. It comes from intentional repetition. The first time you wake up early, it's hard. By the 10th time, it gets easier. By the 100th time, it becomes automatic, effortless. Emotions are temporary. Commitment is forever. There will be days when you're exhausted, life throws challenges at you, and you don't feel like trying anymore. That's when you need to remove emotions from the equation. Most people let emotions dictate their actions. They skip workouts because they're not in the mood. They abandon plans because they lack motivation. But those who achieve success, like James, Olivia, or Liam, act based on commitment, not feelings. This means you take action whether it's convenient or not. You show up whether you're ready or not. Because they understand emotions are fleeting, but results are permanent. Progress is a habit, not an event. Ask yourself, what small step can I take today to move forward? Progress isn't about dramatic overnight breakthroughs. True progress comes from small, consistent steps repeated daily. That's why we must learn persistence, because success is the accumulation of right actions repeated over time. Today's world glorifies speed. People want instant results, magic formulas, but they've forgotten the power of daily 1% improvements. If you improve just 1% each day, you don't just get slightly better, you improve exponentially. This is how mastery is built. Escaping the trap of overcomplication and perfection. What holds many people back is overcomplicating things. They overthink, overanalyze, wait for perfect timing, yet never act. The truth, perfection is a trap. It keeps you stuck in procrastination. Success doesn't come from knowing everything. It comes from acting on what you know right now. Action creates clarity. Imagine driving at night. Your headlights only illuminate a few meters ahead, yet that's enough to keep moving. You don't need to see the whole road, just the next step. It's not a lack of discipline. It's a lack of direction. Many think they lack discipline. In reality, they lack clear targets. They wake up each day unsure where they're headed, letting life happen to them. If you want daily progress, you must define exactly what you're moving toward. Don't say, I want to be healthy. Say, I will exercise for 30 minutes daily. Don't say, I want to be successful. Say, I'll make 5 sales calls today. Specific, measurable goals give you direction, and direction creates momentum. Tracking, the secret to sustained progress. Finally, track your progress. You can't improve what you don't measure. Don't just track outcomes which you can't always control. Track actions. If building a business, you can't control who buys, but you can control how many people you reach daily. Remember, this progress doesn't come from miracles. It comes from choices. You don't need a giant leap, just the next step. You don't need perfection, just persistence. And if you're still watching this, I know you're on the journey to become your best self. Don't stop. Keep moving. One small step every single day. If you focus on consistent action, results will follow. Now let's talk about something equally crucial, your environment. Your environment plays a massive role in personal growth. Most people don't fail from lack of willpower. They fail because they're surrounded by distractions, negativity, and excuses. If you're constantly around complainers, you'll become negative. If your space is cluttered, your mind will be chaotic. You need to design an environment that pulls you forward. Want to be healthier? Stock your kitchen with nutritious food. Want to read more? Place books where you'll see them. Want better focus? Eliminate distractions from your workspace. Make it easy for yourself to win. Finally, let's discuss the ultimate deciding factor: resilience. No matter how disciplined you are, no matter how perfect your plan, life will test you. There will be failures, days when nothing goes right. Here's what matters. Don't let one bad day become a bad week. Don't let one stumble make you quit entirely. Missed a workout? Don't skip the next one. Straight off course. Correct it immediately. Progress doesn't mean never failing. It means never staying stuck. Every day you choose. Keep moving forward or stand still. Winners aren't those who never struggle. They're those who never stop despite the struggle. Progress isn't just action. It's action in the right direction. You can work extremely hard every day, but if you're going the wrong way, you'll never arrive. Imagine rowing a boat with all your strength, but going against the current. You exhaust yourself without truly advancing. The crucial question is, Are your daily actions aligned with your long-term vision? Many people stay busy, but not truly productive. They check off tasks, yet remain stuck in place. Progress isn't about doing more. It's about doing what truly matters. How to know you're on the right path. Develop the habit of self-reflection. Most people never pause to evaluate. They jump from task to task, day to day without ever asking, am I moving in the right direction? But successful people operate differently. They regularly assess their progress. Like pilots constantly adjusting their course for wind and turbulence, you must do the same with your life. The underrated key to progress: energy management. You can have the best mindset, optimal strategies, and powerful habits. But with low energy, everything becomes exponentially harder. Most obsess over time management, but time is meaningless without the energy to use it effectively. Ask yourself, what gives me energy? What drains me? Pay attention to daily routines, nutrition, sleep quality, exercise. You can't perform at peak levels with an exhausted body. Chronic fatigue, sluggishness, and poor focus aren't just inconveniences. They're critical barriers to progress. Small changes create big differences. Staying hydrated, regular movement, quality sleep. These fundamentals directly impact your focus, productivity, and daily growth. Don't neglect mental energy. Guard your mind as fiercely as your time. Negativity, self-doubt, and distractions will deplete you faster than anything else. Ask yourself, who are you listening to every day? What kind of conversations are you engaging in? What thoughts are you feeding your mind? If you find these lessons helpful and valuable, leave a comment below sharing your biggest takeaway. And if you're still watching up to this point, comment, I like this video, to let me know you're still with me on this journey. Because the truth is, your environment doesn't just influence your productivity, it shapes your beliefs. And from there, it shapes the future you can create. If you surround yourself with people who make excuses, you'll start making excuses too. If you constantly absorb negativity, you'll begin to see the world through a pessimistic lens. Protect your energy. Be intentional about what and who you allow into your mind. Next, let's talk about an extremely important quality: patience. One of the biggest enemies of progress is frustration. Many people give up too soon simply because they don't see immediate results, but success never comes instantly. Think about the bamboo plant. You plant the seed, water it, care for it, but for the first few years, nothing seems to happen. No visible growth. Yet underground, the roots are silently spreading, the foundation is being built. Then suddenly the bamboo shoots up powerfully and grows exponentially. That's how progress works. You may not see results right away, but if you persist, the breakthrough will come. So don't be discouraged if things aren't moving as fast as you'd like. Keep moving forward. Every small step you take today is building something greater than what you can see right now. Progress isn't a destination, it's a way of living. Every day you have a choice: stay the same or move forward. Successful people don't wait until they're ready to change. They choose progress every day. Most people think they'll be happy once they achieve their goals, once they have success, money, or recognition. But the truth is, fulfillment doesn't come from reaching the destination, it comes from the process of growth. If you're not growing, you're declining. If you're not moving forward, you're being left behind. That's why daily progress is essential. It nurtures not just your physical self, but also your mind, emotions, and soul. Personal standards. The key difference between those who progress and those who stay stuck. Now let's talk about personal standards, the factor that creates the clearest distinction between those who make progress and those who remain stuck. Your standards determine your life. What you tolerate, what you accept, what you expect from yourself, all of these shape your reality. Most people fail to progress because they set their standards too low. They accept inconsistency, make excuses, and settle for good enough. In contrast, those who grow every day raise their standards. They don't tolerate half-hearted effort. They demand excellence from themselves, not because someone is watching, but because that's who they choose to be. Ask yourself, where do your standards stand? Are you disciplined enough, focused enough, and putting in enough effort to create real progress? Because in the end, your results will never exceed the standards you set for yourself. Rest, the counterintuitive key to long-term progress. Now let's discuss something that seems opposite to effort, yet rest is essential for going further. It sounds contradictory, doesn't it? But you can't sustain high performance without recovery. Progress doesn't mean working until burnout. Progress is about sustainable effort, knowing when to push and when to recharge. If you burn yourself out, you stop growing. Productivity declines. Creativity fades. Your body weakens. Rest not as an excuse for laziness, but as a strategy to go further. Think of a professional athlete. They don't train at maximum intensity every day. They have recovery phases. Because the body grows stronger during rest. Your mind and energy work the same way. Be intentional about rest. Take care of your mind, body, and energy because progress isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. Giving, the fastest way to grow. Now let's talk about another crucial principle: giving. One of the fastest ways to grow is to help others grow. Share what you learn. Lift others up. Because progress isn't just about you, it's about impact contribution. The more you give, the more you grow. Like one candle lighting another, it loses nothing, only creates more light. When you teach something to someone else, you're forced to master it. This deepens your understanding and makes you better. So as you focus on daily progress, don't just think about what you gain, think about what you give, because that's where true fulfillment lies. And finally, the most important mindset for lifelong progress: gratitude. Most people focus so much on what they don't have that they forget what they do have. When you only look at what's missing, you start feeling like you'll never be enough. But gratitude changes everything. It redirects your focus. It helps you realize how far you've come, what you've overcome, and just how much of a gift your life already is. Every day, take a moment to appreciate your progress, no matter how small, even if you're not yet where you want to be. Because when you're grateful for what you have achieved, you cultivate the right mindset to keep moving forward. Here's the most important truth. Progress isn't luck. It's not about waiting for the perfect moment. It's a decision every single day. You don't need perfection. You don't need instant results. You just need consistency. And if you do that, if you commit to getting just a little better each day, your life will change in ways you can't yet imagine. Progress is a choice. Not just once, not just when you feel motivated, but everyday life won't wait for you to be ready. It moves forward whether you move with it or not. And the winners, the growers, the ones who build extraordinary lives, they're the ones who choose to move forward every day. They don't wait for permission. They don't wait for motivation. They decide, they act, they push forward no matter what. Let's be real. There will be days when you wake up full of energy, focus, and inspiration. You feel like you could conquer the world. But what about the other days when you're exhausted? When life feels overwhelming? When results aren't coming fast enough and you wonder, is all this effort even worth it? Those are the days that matter most, because anyone can keep going when it's easy. What separates the successful from the unsuccessful isn't how they act when things are good. It's whether they keep going when things get hard, when motivation runs out, when no one's watching, when progress slows, when the work feels uncomfortable. That's when character's forged. That's when real motivation is built. That's when your future is being written. You don't rise to the level of your ambitions. You fall to the level of your habits. And if your habits are making excuses, being inconsistent, waiting for perfect timing, you'll never reach your full potential. But if you build habits of discipline, persistence, and daily progress, you'll become unstoppable. Because progress isn't about speed, it's about direction. One small step forward, no matter how small, is still moving ahead. And those steps over time compound into massive change. So the only question that matters is, what can you do today to move forward, not tomorrow, not next week, today? Because here's the truth. You don't need another inspirational speech. You don't need another book. You don't need another video. You already know what to do. The only question is, are you willing to do it? Because the only way to fail is to stop. So don't stop, not today, not ever. Keep moving forward every day, no matter what. After everything we've discussed about energy, patience, Standards, rest, giving, gratitude, and daily progress. I have one final question for you. What did you learn from this video? And more importantly, what's one thing you'll implement starting today? Leave a comment below sharing your biggest takeaway and how you'll put it into action. If you found this valuable, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel so you don't miss future content. This translation maintains the original meaning and motivational tone, the parallel structure and rhetorical power. All key concepts and calls to action, natural English phrasing, while preserving the Vietnamese cadence.